Hi, welcome to my worst idea yet. I'm starting a challenge in which I try to complete this sketchbook in 1 week. So by the end of this month, August. I have had this sketchbook open for over a year now, almost 2 years. And it's just a time for a change. I want to open a new sketchbook, I want to start new, and I can't do that until I complete this one, and I want it done now. So I'm going to follow the lead of some other artists on YouTube who finish a sketchbook in a week. Sometimes I start fresh, but I'm not going to do that because this is a huge sketchbook. Not page-wise, just size-wise, it's kind of undoable, even for me. At the moment, I bookmarked it here. I've got about that much left, which I don't know if you can see I've already started because technically we're on day 2 of the challenge. I wasn't able to record an intro to this video until today, but yesterday I did start officially the challenge. I just went to the beach after my shift and I did some drawing, and then I came home and did some more drawing. Except right now there's a very big heat wave coming through my city and it's getting a little unbearable to draw in my studio for most of the day because it gets to about like 90 degrees in here. And I do have a fan, but she only just pushes the hot air around. So yeah, last night I did some more drawing, but on my kitchen table under my AC, which is not as nice as my actual studio space, but it did the job. So count-wise, I have about 43 pages left. That's counting front and back of the sketchbook. So if I want to get it done by the 31st, which today is the 26th, I started the 25th. If I want to get it done by the 31st, I need to draw 6 pages a day. Yesterday I did 4. But I feel like it gets easier the more you go. Anyways, that's what this huge mess on my desk is. Ignore the hammer. Yeah, because I'm already working on that. I might have to move again to my kitchen table soon, but we're gonna try and open all the windows and hope for the best here. I caught up to the last 2 pages I had to do this morning, so now I can start my 6 pages for the day here now. But I have the whole day. And it's 2. So I think I have to get started now. Okay, wish me luck. Hi, we are officially at day 3 of finishing my sketchbook in 1 week challenge. I tried my hardest between editing videos yesterday to finish the 6 pages I was supposed to do, but I got 3 done. The thing I'm running into is that I'm getting very distracted, and also I have to go to bed early because I work these next few days, which kind of sucks. But also, since I work early, I get off early, so I actually just got home. I got off work, ate lunch, and now I'm ready to jump back in. I also got really into the last page I drew in my sketchbook. I was having a lot of fun with it. I was feeling very inspired, so I'm hoping that once I get started today, it will again just like kind of jumpstart my inspiration, my creativity, and like I'll just get through the last few pages that I needed from yesterday, and then also the 6 new ones I need for today. Yeah, I don't want to waste too much time, so I'm gonna get to it. And I think I gotta put my phone in timeout or something because I am getting very distracted. Okay. Hi, I wanted to pop in and do a little voiceover for this portion of drawing, just to keep it a little more interesting instead of just watching me draw for a few minutes. I just want to talk a little bit about this sketchbook and my experiences with it. Ever since I started college, I've gotten really used to getting through sketchbooks pretty quickly. Even if they're like have a lot of pages or the pages themselves are really big, I can usually get them done within a few months, just because I got really used to drawing a lot every day and not being so precious with those drawings or the pages or what it looked like, more of just getting into the habit of drawing, which is really nice because I do have a huge stack of sketchbooks that I've finished that I can look through, and I can see like how quickly I progressed in my skill, in my drawing, anatomy, really finding my style in those sketchbooks. So with this sketchbook, I ended up taking a bit longer than I usually do. A lot of it due to just like personal things, like things going on in my life that I wasn't really able to spend a lot of time drawing, so the sketchbook went untouched for a while. I feel like also a large part of that is that this sketchbook is not a great sketchbook for me. It was one of those really cheap notebooks at Daiso. I really like the color of it. I love the grid paper. I just thought it was really cute, and especially after my last sketchbook, which was like a little green sketchbook, and the sketchbook before that was a blue sketchbook, and I just really loved this color changing sketchbook, and each sketchbook is a different brand, and like all of them are not really good quality sketchbooks, I would say. Like they definitely all cost me under $10 each, and I also don't use very expensive supplies when I work in my sketchbook. They're all like Daiso highlighters and pens. Of course, not all of my supplies is cheap, but a lot of what I tend to gravitate towards are like cheap supplies. But unfortunately, in this cheap sketchbook, even those pens and those highlighters bleed through the pages a lot, which made it very frustrating to work with, because when I wanted to do really fun color spreads and everything, I constantly had to worry about the bleed through on the next page. You can see it even here in the sketchbook when I'm working in it. You can see it on the scans of the sketchbook. The bleed through comes through even as much as I try to avoid it, and it makes the next spreads look muddy. It's not fun. That I think just really turned me off from working in it, because I had to put this extra effort into the choices I made of what to draw with in order to not have this bleed through. I feel like when you have a sketchbook, in order to get it done quickly, in order to want to work in it, you want to make it as easy and accessible to you as possible. So that's one of the reasons I'm really looking forward to being done with the sketchbook. Okay, we're getting to the end of the time I have left for this challenge. Today is Friday, the 29th of August, so I have 3 days left. I worked this morning, and I'm going to spend the rest of the day trying to get 7.5 pages done, and then I have the rest of the weekend to just try to get through it. I think I'm just struggling really hard. It is currently 89 degrees, and I do not have AC in this room, my studio. I just have a fan and a lot of windows, but also the lot of windows doesn't help when the sun is coming directly through one of them full force. So that is proving to be a big challenge, because when I'm incredibly hot, I don't want to work. Last night I had this great idea to start doing these character pages where I draw a full body of the character, and then around them I draw in like a different color, just like character expressions of that character. I said character a lot, but this actually helped. Like I got through a couple of these pretty quick, mostly just that one in Juniper, because I was like, well, I'm not gonna do Orion and Rigel first because they're in my sketchbook 1 million times already. Time to get someone else some love. You can't see this one very well, but you'll see it on a sketchbook tour. But then I got to Ruse and then Karaya's, and I think I just lost all of my juice for the day, so I was really tired. I also have not drawn them both in a really long time, so I feel like I just have to practice drawing them first before I do something kind of more illustrative of them. Gotta draw them because I'm kind of running out of ideas of what I wanted to draw. I was getting a lot of them when I first started, but it's starting to run dry, and I don't know if it's because I'm just burning out quite literally because of the heat. It might also be because I'm just have a lot on my plate at the moment, a lot of deadlines coming up. So it was not the greatest idea to start this challenge this week, but it also just felt like the best time because my partner's away on vacation. So I had this whole week to just really like focus on this, because once September comes around, it's my birthday month, as well as I have a bachelorette to go to. I just have a lot of things planned that I'm like, I don't think it'll be a good time to get this done during that, a lot of stuff happening. But then I also wanted to start my Patreon and start my YouTube channel, like officially start uploading videos by September. And obviously, I want to get that done within ideally the first day of September, but within the first week at least, right? And I thought I could do sketchbook and video editing at the same time, but it's kind of turning out that I might have to choose one and forego the other one for the time being. And I don't want to give up on this challenge because I don't like giving up, and I don't feel like that's a very fun. And also, I don't want you guys to give up. I don't want whoever's watching this and getting inspiration to give up on goals they set for themselves. But at the end of the day, it is the fact that we tried, right? I didn't just say, oh, I wanted to do this and then never did. I did attempt it. I have tried. I've gotten a lot of pages done, and I've gotten a lot closer to finishing this sketchbook. So if I don't make it, I should not beat myself up too bad, because truly, I gave it a fair shot. I did. Just spit off a little bit more than I could chew. If this was a full week of just doing the sketchbook and nothing else, I think I would be a lot less stressed about it. But Saturday and Sunday are full days to work, and even if I have to sit under my AC at my dining table, then that's just how it's gonna go. Hi, we're on our last 2 days. It is August 30th. It's a Saturday. I spend the morning in my studio trying to get my Patreon stickers going. So I just now have sat down to draw. I think it's around like 4 o'clock. I don't really want to check it. I don't want to know. I have probably around 21 more pages left. So 10 today, 10 tomorrow. But I finally brought out my secret weapon. I just posted on my story for sketch requests from all of you guys, assuming that you're here from my Instagram. I posted that about 4 or 5 hours ago, I think. So I have a lot of them already lined up. I'm not gonna do every single one of them. I never really can, but hey, I've got a lot of real estate, so I think I really just gotta get them going. I've been looking at them, and I have a lot of character requests stuff, which is great. I love when you guys request my characters, because obviously I'm a character artist. It's what I love to draw primarily, but I also love the cute, random, funny things that you send me with like animals or plants or whatever, because it does kind of push me out of my comfort zone, because that's not typically what I draw. So broadens my visual library a little bit, because I now have to think, wait, how do you even draw that? Because I don't draw that. Like, I don't really draw animals that much, unfortunately. Although I did take an animal drawing class in college, so it's not that I've never drawn animals, clearly, but it's not what I gravitate towards. Or inanimate objects, plants, definitely not as often as people. So both are really fun, and I have a lot of real estate to cover, so those can easily go in on those spots I don't know what to fill with. I saw a lot of Will. I've been seeing a lot of Will love on the requests in the comments. I see you guys, and hey, I'm there with you. I love Will. I mean, it's very obvious that I have a favorite, because Orion is my main character, so he obviously has to take the top of the list. But after that, it's really hard to rank them, because they're all so loved to me. I love all the characters that I've made, especially for the main cast, and I just love that you guys love them too, even though I've only been able to share a very, very small fraction of their stories. Will's lore post hasn't even come out yet. He is next in line, so you'll see it soon. By the time this video goes up, you'll have already seen it. I saw one request asking for Rue, called him that handsome blue guy. That is really fun and exciting, because I love Rue too. I feel like he's the most mysterious character that I have named for you guys on my page, and I don't really talk about him or post about him a lot. I think when you guys, ask for him, especially by name, it's like, wow, okay, you guys are paying attention. I love it. Love to see it. For yourself, if you're an artist who's struggling to get through a sketchbook, that's always a good tool to use, is your friends. Like, even if you don't have a big following on Instagram, you most likely have your friends following you, so you can post on your story or just ask them in a group chat, like, hey guys, give me sketch requests because I just want to draw. And then they will definitely give you something, even if it's silly, even if it's goofy, and then you sending it back to them and they get to see it. It's like a really nice interaction you guys get to have. I've been doing that with my partner. When I'm at work, I draw my little pocket sketchbook, and he sends me his little requests, And I've been having a lot of fun with that. So use every resource at your disposal. You'll be surprised what your friends can come up with for you. I'm gonna get to drawing your requests right now. I will be uploading them as I draw them onto my Instagram story as replies. So if you ever want to participate in one of these, if you're not following me already on Instagram and you found me in the wild on YouTube, hop on my Instagram because I do these a lot. Not when I'm just trying to finish a sketchbook, I promise. We have reached the last day. I am so ready to be done with this sketchbook. The sketch request post that I made on my story yesterday helped me out so much. I was able to get my actual 10 pages done that I had set out to do, which is the first time this week I've accomplished the goal I set out for myself. So the prompt has expired, but there was still a lot of responses that I didn't get to, and hopefully I can fill the last 10 pages with just those. Sorry, 11 pages. At first, I'm sure you guys saw in the video, but I was going really hard on like the colors and the decorations and just everything, the whole spread. I was just going crazy on it. And then I was like, each spread is taking me 2 hours to do, so I need to hurry it up or this is gonna take me another week. So I started doing like actual sketches with just colored pencil after that. And then I'm hoping if there's time, I'll go in and color them or line them at least so I can see them a bit more clearly. But I think that's what my game plan is right now, is to just get the rest of the pages done, just like those other ones, and then call this sketchbook officially done. Look how thick it is. I know realistically I won't finish this sketchbook until late tonight, so I will check in with you in the morning when there's light out to tell you if I completed it or not. Wish me luck. Hi, I just wanted to pop in and do another voiceover for this last drawing clip. I just want to take this time to give you guys a few tips that I use to fill my sketchbook and what inspires me and motivates me to fill my sketchbook. So besides, of course, the tip I already gave about getting suggestions or requests from friends or followers if you have them, I wanted to add another tip, which is something I clearly do in the sketchbook and that I've talked a lot in my past sketchbook tour when I do sketchbook work on Instagram. I love junk journaling, and I know to some people it might seem like I'm just putting trash into my sketchbook, which, one man's trash and all, hence the word junk, right? But I also just recently discovered that there's another word for this junk, which is called ephemera, which is much more beautiful and pleasant sounding. But not only does it have like sentimental value to me, this junk, because it often is like physical memories of places I've been, things that I've done, especially with my friends and loved ones, things that will instantly help me remember those times. And if I put it in my sketchbook when I get it, then I remember when I was drawing in the sketchbook what I was doing in my life, and I feel like it makes my sketchbook even more sentimental. So of course, junk journaling fills up the physical space on spreads, yes, but also it actually inspires what I do on those spreads. Like in that watermelon page I was doing earlier in this video, that was inspired by me going out and buying watermelon. Then I had the sticker that comes on the fruit on the watermelon, and I put that in my sketchbook, and then it gave me this idea of this little comic with Orion and Rigel, and then I also happen to have this watermelon candy wrapper. So it all just came together really well. I might not have come up with this idea if I didn't, incorporate that sticker into this spread. These things that happen in my life would just be separated from my art. I feel like what makes good art is incorporating things in your life and your experiences, even if it's as simple as eating a watermelon. And then my second tip is to use your sketchbook for more than just finished work. I'm sure you might have heard this a lot from other artists, but I definitely stand by it. And I feel like you can definitely see, especially in my last sketchbook, me using my sketchbook for more than just pretty pictures or fun drawings. I use it for ideation, for character design, thumbnailing, animation, for future projects, brainstorming, costume designing, things like that. When you're ideating like this, your first drawing typically isn't going to be the one you go with. And if it is, you're lucky. And that happens to me sometimes too. But a lot of the times you're going to want to draw multiple different things, and you can easily fill up some pages doing this. And you can always go back and, use a highlighter and make those thumbnails look a little bit more pretty if you want to. But those sketches need to go somewhere. And that's kind of what your sketchbook is for all that brainstorming, all that thinking. It's not always supposed to be beautiful finished pieces. Of course, it can be if you want it to be, like that. I'm definitely not telling you what to do. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of advice, a little bit of insight on what I do. All right, and the last tip I will give you for this video is something I already mentioned in my previous sketchbook tour. It's kind of a last ditch effort to find inspiration, but it really does work for me. And again, I don't want to promote going out and buying things that you don't need. I'm sure a lot of us already get influenced to do that on the daily, but whenever I am feeling very, very stuck in what to draw next, things are feeling pretty flat, I just go to Daiso and I look at their highlighters and their pens, which usually are, pretty cheap, like a couple dollars each. I don't buy a lot. I buy like 1 or 2 or 3, and then maybe like some stickers or washi tape. And then I now have a reason to go into my sketchbook, do swatches. Maybe the colors inspire me to draw something. Again, I don't do this very often. I only give myself this pass to do it because I know that I will use up all these pens and highlighters that I buy. Like, they don't go to waste. At the end of the day, these are things that work for me, things that I do. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and let me know in the comments if you want to know more of my tips, because I got a lot more, or if any of these work for you. I would love to hear that too. But yeah, happy sketchbooking. And we made it to the end. Did I finish it? That's what this challenge is about. That's probably what you want to know. Did I complete the challenge? And technically, yes. As you can see, the very last page, we have a drawing, right? So technically, I did complete it, if a sketch is what it takes to get there. Although these last few pages, that's all that there is, just sketches. Not really to the standard that I've been holding my spreads to, like this one. So I will no doubtedly go back and color and finish those sketches, because to me that is truly what a finished page looks like for my sketchbooks. So technically I did complete the challenge. I did finish the sketchbook by drawing on every page, but I also did not finish it to the standard I prefer, and therefore I will be going back over those sketches in the future to bring it to an actual finish that I am proud of. That being said, I also probably would not have gotten to this point of finished if I didn't do this challenge. It probably would have taken me a couple more months to even get to this point. So that's honestly great for me, what I hoped for at the end of this thing. Sometimes the hardest part is coming up with the ideas or figuring out what I'm even going to draw, rather than the coloring in and lining in, all that. That's very easy for me to just kind of get through and get done. It's the thinking part, obviously, that is going to take time. But thankfully, with a lot of the techniques I already use to fill out my sketchbook, as well as, sketch requests and things like that, I was able to get to the end. Would I do this again? Yes, most likely I will do this again. I would even go so far as to try the challenge of finishing an entire sketchbook in 1 week. Would it be a sketchbook like this? No, it would not. It would probably be a really tiny one. Something that I wouldn't hate myself for at the end of the day. But yes, I will probably do this again in the future. I do like challenging myself and giving myself time limits, deadlines. It does make me work faster. I think I'm just used to that setting too, because my college program was just deadlines and deadlines and deadlines, and I've gotten used to working under pressure very well. Would I recommend anyone else doing this? Maybe. But I would say probably don't do it during a heat wave. Plan it better than I did. Don't do it during a heat wave in a house that has no AC. Unless you're really used to heat and you like me. On the other hand, I don't work good in heat. Try not to stack the odds against you when you're trying to do already a very hard challenge. But I do recommend it. I feel like as artists, a lot of the time we just try to wait until inspiration hits us to pick up our sketchbooks and do something. But I feel like if you really want to improve your art, if you really want to see drastic improvement, unfortunately, that means you have to draw a lot. But of course, try to make it fun. Of course, you don't have to do that, obviously. But I think it's a very good challenge to make yourself stop fearing your sketchbook or putting such huge limitations on yourself, such as like I can only draw my sketchbook when I feel the best, or when I have the best inspiration, when I have the right motivation. Instead, you're just like, I have to draw because because I want to, because I need to, you know? And I don't know if that's too controversial to say. I will say I did not get to where I am today without drawing so much all the time, almost every day. Practice really does make it. Not perfect, but practice does make you better. That's for sure. By the time this video is up, I will be officially done with the sketchbook. I will have a digital scan of it on my coffee, as always, and I will put that link down below so you can basically get really nice scans of this entire sketchbook. And the sketchbook tour should be coming shortly after. Also, I want to say a quick shout out to my patrons. Thank you all for supporting me and making all of my art making possible. I'm not at the point yet where I can be fully supported by my art, but that is what I'm working towards because I do want to create more stuff for you. I do really want to do a webcomic and things like that, more animation. The support of my patrons, anyone watching, following, subscribing, you are going to get me there. Thank you to them. Thank you for watching my video. If you're not subscribed, maybe this is the time to do it. I will have more videos coming out soon, more animation, more sketchbook stuff. All right, I'll see you on the next one.